Up until this moment, I haven't had any sort of bicycle repair kit. I've only ever taken this, or quite a lot of the time nothing, depending on what I can find just before I go out the door. In fact, this is the first time I think they've ever been seen together. You may have seen in my last video that I got a puncher, and that sort of scared me a little bit. And I'm actually really into tools anyway, and I just thought, why don't I have a better bicycle repair kit? So why don't you join me on building my first bicycle repair kit. So this is the Wera BC10 Zyklop Mini 1. It's not actually made for bikes, but it's got like a good range of bits. It's got some posi drives, some Phillips bits, and there's some Torx bits and some Allen bits, but it doesn't actually have a big enough Allen bit for my through axle, so sort of doesn't have everything I need, but does the job in emergencies. Then this is the Topeak Mini 18. It has a pretty good chain tool, which I used to use as my only chain tool for quite a while. It comes with this really bad metal tire lever that the only time I used it, it bent and I couldn't fold everything back away again. But generally I don't really like bike multi-tools, and we'll get into that in a minute. And it's not really part of the toolkit, but this is the lock I was using, and it's a lock that I got when I was in primary school, so pretty old now, and it's, you know, it's not really going to stop a thief. If they came in with some wire cutters, I'm pretty sure they could get through that. And I'm not going to leave my bike unattended with this on it. I had a bit of a criteria that I wrote down from what I want from a bike repair kit, because bike repair tools are actually really expensive, so I sort of wanted to make sure I was getting exactly what I wanted. First thing was I wanted to be able to transfer it between bikes, because I don't want to pay for like a bike repair kit per bike. That just is going to get crazy expensive. Personally, I find multi-tools too fiddly, and I actually like to sort of tinker with my bike. Even when I'm riding, I like to adjust where the levers are, I like to adjust all sorts of stuff, and I just find multi-tools pretty hard to use for stuff like that. It's just that if you want to use one of the Allen keys, they're really not very long. Also, you've got to spin the whole bulk of the multi-tool, which isn't symmetrical as well, and I just don't like it. Like, it's all right if you're just trying to do a little bit, but as I say, I like to tinker when I go on the bike, rather just have proper tools. And then I wrote down a list of the tools that I think I need, just as a bit of a starting point. So I've got a chain tool, a chain splitter, I think that's what it's called, some sort of tubeless repair, a bit set, and a pump. So one of the first tools that I got was a multi-tool, and it's not actually like a bike multi-tool, it's just a standard multi-tool, so it's fine. It doesn't annoy me so much. This one's made by Gerber, it's called a dime. You can actually put it on a keyring if you want to, but it's got lots of handy tools, a bottle opener, it's got a pair of scissors on it, a knife, which is really handy. It does have a flathead. I think it might have two flatheads. No, just the one flathead, which I'm probably never going to use. It's got a file. Oh, and it's got, obviously, a pair of pliers. So really, I'm probably only going to use these for the pliers and the scissors and the knife, but it's tiny and definitely very useful. The second tool I got was this multi-chain plier by Lesign, and this is a bit of a all-in-one thing as well. It's got like a chain tool. It's got chain splitter. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's what it is. I can't remember. And to actually use it, you take one of the arms off, and you do this, put it on the end, and that's like your handle. Of course, it's got a bottle opener as well. It's got a valve core remover tool, and it's got a rotor tuning tool for your disc rotors, which I could have actually done with in the past because I've had a wheel that popped out and it bent the rotor. Also, it's got a nice little handy place to keep your, what are these called again? Links, quick links? Why can I not remember the name of anything? Split links. Next up, I bought a pump. I bought this Lesign Grip Drive HV, and I was there for ages looking into which pump to buy. But I really like this one. It's a perfect size. They do like a mini version of this. Lesign do so many pumps. There's just so many on the market. It's completely overwhelming. But I like this one because of the size. It's got a Schrader valve and also a Presto valve. And to get it out, you just go like this. It's got Schrader on one end and Presto on the other, and you just thread it in the end and you're away. And part of the reason I got this pump was because of the fact it has this rubber tube on the end. Some of them you just connect literally like the end of the pump to the bike, and you'll just have to sort of go like that, and it's actually quite tricky to do it like that. If you've got something flexible so you're not so worried about your movement, then that is definitely useful. It stores quite nicely in the end there, and it comes with a little bottle cage holder as well for fitting it to your bike. Yes, I really like that. The reason I went for a pump instead of CO2 cartridges as well is because CO2 cartridges sometimes react with your sealant depending on what sealant you use, and I know that they react with Stan's sealant, which is the sealant that I use. And if you use a CO2 cartridge, you're meant to deflate your tyres and put new sealant in and pump up with a normal pump when you get back home again. And also, like, I do get worried that maybe I can't inflate my tyre for whatever reason. I've run out of CO2 cartridges, so I'd rather just have a good old-fashioned pump. Now for the main article of the bike toolkit, repair toolkit. This is the Weir Bicycle Set 1. Yeah, that's right. Weir actually do loads of different bicycle sets. It took me ages to decide between those. Loads of brands are making bike repair toolkits as well. I do like Weir tools, so that sort of made me go towards them a little bit. There was a really cool little tyre lever set as well, which was 3 tyre levers and you have 2 like normal bits. I'm not going to bother trying to explain it because it's too complicated, but I'll include a photo here, and it was really clever. But I chose this set because it has a ratchet extension, all the bits, and also 2 tyre levers. So that's the tyre levers dealt with. They sort of pop together like this. And also, something else cool that these can do, that's the valve removal tool, but it's also, you can put your bits in the end of one of these tyre levers. So if I don't want to use my ratchet for whatever reason, I don't know why I would never want to use the ratchet, I don't know, maybe it fell off, you can put it in here. There we go. Why do you want to do it? I don't know. But it's nice to know you've got the option. Oh, and you could put the extension in it. Just thought of that one. See, even that is better than a multi-tool. Could get a lot done with that. Oh, sound annoying now. Yeah, so yeah, it's basically like a little small toolkit on your bike, and it's pretty small. It's not like as small as a multi-tool, but I'm willing to sort of sacrifice the space thing a little bit because I could do so much with this. One thing that does annoy me about this chain tool is it doesn't fit in my Weir little pouch here, which would be ideal. Weir do actually make a chain tool which goes in the end of a screwdriver, which I would really love. I am tempted just to buy it to add to this little set. I don't know, we'll work that out later. So for fixing tubeless wheels, I bought this Stan's dart, and this is quite handy because it is quite big, but it's meant to be really reliable and good. And it looks like this, and you take one of the ends off, and it's got one repair thingamabob there, and then once you use that, you've got one in the other side as well. And you sort of stab it in your tyre, pull the thing back out again, this will be left behind, then you pump up your tyres. One thing I forgot to buy was sealant, more sealant. Did I forget to buy it, or did I do that on purpose? I can't remember what I did. I think I did that on purpose because I don't want to carry sealant around, and I never really cycle that far from people, so I can always catch the bus if I'm really that stuck, or like ring up someone to come and pick me up. So yeah, so I'm not going to carry around sealant. Just decided that. As for my lock, the lock I didn't really do a lot of research on. I just bought it in a bit of a hurry because I really needed a lock, but I did know that I wanted to get a decent one, so I went to Halfords and I bought this old fella, this chunky one. It weighs a ton. It's Halfords Advanced. I was looking at the Kryptonite ones, and I know they're pretty expensive. This one's rated 10 out of 10. I don't know who rates them 10 out of 10, if it's just Halfords in-house or something, but to be fair, it's pretty decent. It comes with a little mount to put it on your bike as well. It works. I can't imagine anyone's gonna chop through that in a hurry. For these tools, it actually took me so much time to research what tools would be best for me, and in the end I was just going around in circles, and I thought, just commit to something. And some of the companies I was looking at were Weir, One Up Components, and Lesign, of course, and Toe Peak as well, and they've all got such clever solutions. Like One Up have got this thing where you stick all your tools in the end of your handlebars or in a pump, which is really cool, but they're all so expensive. It took me ages to work out what I wanted, and I didn't really feel like there's a lot of guidance out there about what to buy, what's good and what's bad. This isn't perfect, and I'd like to see what other people take on their bikes and if they think their setup is good or bad, or particular tools. So I decided to set up an Instagram page called Everyday Bike Carry, and I'd really like it if you took photos of your bike repair toolkit and shared them, and maybe said exactly what's in your toolkit and what you like about it, what you don't like about it, maybe what tools you want to add to it. If you tag everyday bike carry, I'm going to upload the first photo to just show you what sort of thing might work, but you know, you could do it how you want really. Yeah, if you could get involved, we'll try and start up a little community. I'm really interested. I just really like tools anyway, so you know, any excuse to look at tools really. Like, I'm really interested to see what people are using for pumps. I want to see if anybody's using the 1UP pump. I think that's called everyday carry actually, now I'm thinking about it, but like the 1UP pump toolkits or the handlebar toolkits, or the stem, they do stem toolkits as well, just to see if anybody likes those, because I've never met anyone who's actually got one. It doesn't actually just have to be tools, it could just be what you take on a ride. So yeah, like a lock isn't really a tool, but I'm going to include that in the photo. I'd also like to know what you think I'm missing out from my toolkit. I don't want to take tire sealant, and I don't want to take CO2 canisters. I'm not that far from civilization, so I don't need like every tool under the sun. If you found that video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Cheers!